Good morning, everybody. Marcia from Be So Creative here today for our Wednesday workshop. I'm going to apologize for last week. We had technical difficulties, and if you want to know the truth, the technical difficulty was in my brain. I totally forgot it was Wednesday. So imagine that. But anyway, I am so glad that you're here this morning and that you're fixing to join us. What I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be talking about and doing some instructions on applique. So anyway, what I want to do is for the next 2 or 3 weeks, I want to make sure that I give you guys some good information about applique. Applique is one of my favorite modes of quilting. The reason that I love it so much is the fact that it allows me to actually make pictures that being able to break those down piece by piece and make it something that you can piece in quilting, I don't think that would be much fun. So anyway, so for today, what we're going to do is I am going to show you how to work with um, a picture and break it apart. So, hey Priscilla, thank you for joining us this morning. I'm glad you're here. So anyway, so the first thing that I think everybody needs for applique and being able to trace and do make it easy on yourself to get your design is first off we need a design. So the one that I have here is this little turtle. I got it off of the internet, and so the thing that I like about him is that he's little. It's got some cute pieces to it, but not very difficult. So when you are working with something like this, you want to make sure that you've got some good outlines on there so that you can see. The other thing that I think everybody needs is one of these little super fine, extra fine Sharpie markers. That way you are able to see what you are marking and it comes through your paper well. And then of course, I think that everybody needs some kind of a light box. If you don't have a light box, you can go and use a window because you want to make sure that you can see the design and have it show up so you can trace it off. So the reason that I wanted to do this is because yesterday I talked to everybody on our Tuesday's tips. We opened some boxes of fabric. So we did a box opening yesterday, and one of the fabrics that we got in was a really beautiful deep navy blue grunge glitter is what it's called. And so the thing that I liked about it was I thought it would be perfect for a nighttime scene for the holidays. So what I did was, I have to tell you all, I sat down and I drew up um, the design, and I think he turned out cute. The thing that I like about him is the fact that it uses that really beautiful blue navy grunge glitter. So if you notice, it's got sparkly on there. I think Marco can scroll in a little bit so that we can see that shiny. Isn't it beautiful? So the fun thing about this is that I think it's perfect for a winter scene. So I drew up my design. So here's my design. And I drew it up. So I'm going to show you this real quick. I think that's better, Marco, don't you? Okay, so I know this is a little bit hard to see because this I drew up with a pencil. And so what I did was I went home and I actually traced off my design with my little Sharpie marker. So I think that's pretty critical for doing this. Now, the thing that I want you to remember for anytime you are using a coloring book or you've drawn something up, the thing that you always have to remember is the fact that you need to be able to reverse the design. And the reason that I say that is because I use the heat and bond light. That's my uh, preferred fusible. And so what happens is if I would draw this up and not reverse it, then my tree would be on this side and the snowman would be facing in the other direction because of how heat and bond works. Because remember, heat and bond or steam 2 or any of those fusible interfacings that we can use to put two pieces of fabric together, they always go on the wrong side of your fabric. And so if it's on the wrong side, if you don't reverse your design, then what happens is your design would be opposite of what you've drawn up or what the actual applique designer did. Most applique designers do reverse the images of the individual pieces. So I just want you all to know that it does reverse they do reverse the pieces. But sometimes maybe you have, my mom loved turtles, so this would have been a real easy design for me to make her put this on a towel or something. But the thing is that maybe your grandchildren drew something up and you want to make a design out of it, but you want it to look exactly like the picture that your grandkids had drawn up, then you do need to be able to reverse the pieces so that you can get your fabric set up correctly and get things laid down. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you what you would do. So like I said, I love my light box. And Marco, I don't know, are you able to this is a daylight light box. The thing I like about it is, I mean, look how skinny this is. And you can also actually get a cutting mat that goes over the top of this so that you can leave whatever it is on there. You can leave the design underneath and actually use your rotary cutter to cut it out. So again, here's my little snowman. I've got him ready to go, and I do want to let you all know I just did this yesterday evening. So right now, we do not have the pattern for this, but we are going to get it fixed up for you. So it'll be ready for next week, and you'll be able to get the pattern if you want to make it. If you don't, that's cool, but I just wanted to let you all know that. So the thing that I'm fixing to do is I'm going to turn this over. And Marco, if I hold this up, can they? Oh, yeah. All right. So do you see how the design has been reversed? Because this is how I drew it, right? I drew it this way. But now I'm going to flip him over and I'm going to draw off my design pieces off of this going the wrong direction. So this is my design in reverse, okay? So what you want to do now is this is we're going to go through these in steps. And the reason that we're going to do that is I don't want to keep you all for hours and hours because this does take you a little bit of time. But what I do want to show you is exactly how you want to draw this off. And I'm laughing at myself, Marco, because guess what I forgot? I forgot the heat and bond. So um, hold on a minute, guys. I'm going to run get us some heat and bond. Oh shoot. Um, ladies, I got to tell you, there are days that the brain is not all listed. So, hey, Judy from Des Moines and Susan, good morning, and Vicky, thank you guys for joining me. Kathy, hello, hello, and Gina, good morning. I hope everything is going well there in Wentzville, Missouri. We're so glad you guys are on here with us. Okay, so, all right. The brain remembered that I needed the heat and bond. So let me talk a little bit about heat and bond. Some of you probably love working with Steam 2. This is my preferred, and the reason that I like it is because I just have to hit it with a medium iron. So all right, so you have the paper side and you have the fusible side of the paper. Now this has it's when you feel it, it's rough, and it's got all these like little it's got like these little crosshatch things. This is the glue side. So whenever you are fixing to do a design, you want to make sure that you're going to draw it onto the paper side of your design, and then from there we'll go and we'll do our fabric and everything. But for today, this is all we're going to do today. So I hope I'm dangling a carrot in front of you guys so that you'll come back next Wednesday so that you can see the next step in the design, and also by then we will have the design set up for you. But anyway, all right, so what I'm fixing to do is this. Remember, we have our little design on the board on my light box. If you do not have a light box, please go and do it on your window. Everybody has a window somewhere that you can get up to. What I normally do when I have to use a window is I get my blue painter's tape and I tape it in place on the window so that my design stays where it needs to stay. Okay, so I think that that's kind of critical. So now what we're going to do is I want you all to let's look at the design. And I have made a couple modifications, but we're going to go through and we're going to look at the design, because when you are doing any type of applique, you always have to put down the pieces that are the farthest away, okay? So Marco, I'm going to have you back this up just a little bit so they can see the whole design. Okay, so when I look at this, I look, and the thing that is the farthest away from me is my fence. Okay, so there's my fence. And then we have the snowman is sitting on the snow, so there is going to be a piece here, okay? And then when I look at my snowman, he has a hat with a hat band, okay? Here's the brim of the hat. Here's his carrot nose, and then the top of his head, his middle snowball, his scarf, and the bottom snowball, okay? And then he has his little sticky arms. Well, I'm going to show you the design real quick. I made some changes last night, but I did not draw up the pattern again for you guys. So here's his little arms. So instead of them coming out from the snowball, I actually put it back behind here. One of the things that we could have done is I could have sliced open each one of these and stuck the arms in it so it made it look like the little snowman was actually down, his arms were down inside the snowball. Maybe I'll do that for the next one, because I am going to show you all how to put this all together. So anyway, all right, so then after we look at the little snowman, then we notice that we have this big tree over here on the side, right? So the thing is that the first thing that, whoops, I hit the button. There we go. So the first thing that we're going to work on is we're going to draw off our pieces. Now, I want you all to notice that you've got the rails of your fence are actually hiding behind the snowman. And we've got the posts of the fence actually hiding behind the snow that he's sitting on. and also behind the posts of the fence. All right. So when we go to draw these up, what you're going to do is you're going to extend this all the way to the edge of your fabric or to the edge of your paper so that you can see that, but we do not have to draw a solid line all the way across the uh, the snowman or behind the snowman. And the reason we don't want to do that is because we don't it's white. The snowman fabric is white, and we want to be able to see, we don't want to see the brown coming through the snowman. We want him to look like he's solid, a big snowball that, hopefully is hardening. So this is what we're going to do. So, all right, Marco, let's see if we can do this. The first thing I'm going to draw off is, I did it again, turned it off. Can you get it, Marco? Let's give him a minute, guys, so he can get a close up so y'all can see what I'm doing. All right. So the first thing that I'm going to draw off, just because it's a great big piece, is I'm going to draw off my snow. All right. So here's my snow. All right. And I know that on my little piece of fabric, I've got a bigger piece here because I just cut 1/3 of a yard. So here's the actual size that it's going to be. It's going to be 11.5. But I want this to extend on both sides because when I get ready to sew this up, I can actually hide those edges. So here's what we're going to do. All right, so remember, I have reversed my design, right? Because remember, my original design has the tree on the right. Here it's on the left, so I know I am okay. All right, so let me just draw this off. And guys, this is not rocket science. It does not have to be perfect. But we're just going to go along there and we're going to draw him off. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to just extend my line. And then what I like to do is I'm going to write snow. That's going to tell me that, I'm laughing, I've turned my mat down. There we go. So that's going to tell me exactly what piece this is. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write on here reversed, R-E-V-E-R-S-E-D. That's going to tell me that I have reversed this piece, okay? So then the next section that we're going to do is we're going to draw our little fence. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to come down here, and I want you all to remember that when you are tracing off any kind of applique, you want to make sure that you leave enough space so that it extends outside of your project. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw. I'm going to draw this guy first. And Marco, let me see. How can I do this, Marco, so they can see without my hand being in the way? All right, so here we go. We're going to draw here. Marco's moving things around for you guys. And we're going to come here. Now, I want you all to notice that I have actually extended into behind the snowman. Do you all see that? So what you're going to do is anytime you are putting something behind a piece, my dear friend Michelle Watts puts these little tick marks like that. And when I see this piece, that tells me, okay, Marcia, this is fixing to go under something, okay? So then we're going to come over here, and I am pretty stingy, I will tell you all. I am pretty stingy with my heat and bond. So here we go. We're going to draw this, and I just went ahead and I drew him all the way because this is going to be the fence, and I do not care if he's behind the other one. And then our last one that we're going to draw is this guy over here. So do you see how I'm kind of moving things around on my heat and bond? You want to make sure that whenever you're drawing anything off, that you are going to leave 1/4 of an inch between. So now let me show you. I always label my stuff. So this I'm going to say is I'm going to say center, center, and I'm going to put post in the middle. This is my right post, and this is my left post. The reason that you want to do that is, remember, you've already reversed this. So when I flip this back over, I want to make sure that I've got all that on there, okay? My next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take the time and I'm going to trace off my posts. Okay, so here we go. I've got a good 1/4 of an inch in between these guys, so that's what I want to do. So here we go. We're going to draw all this all the way over, and we're going to put it there, and there's my tick marks. And on something like this, I do make them a little bit longer because it's easier to trim than, so this is my top right, mid right, and bottom right. There we go. All right, so last but not least, we have our other piece over here. So now we're going to move this over. And here's the rest of my thing. So this part is going to be under the tree, but I still need him to be there because he's got to be in there. So he's under something, and he's going to be under something. And he's going to be under something. And he's going to be under something. And do you see how I've done this? So that way, when I look at this, I know. So here is the top left, mid left, and bottom left. Okay, there we go. So I've got that traced off. Now, we might as well, since we're here, we're going to do this big tree. So I'm going to turn this back, Marco. Marco, has anybody asked any questions? Do you guys have any questions while I'm drawing? Because you really don't need to watch me do this, but you have to because I'm teaching the class. Hey, Martha, how are you today? Martha Hill. Okay, so here we go. We're going to, and ladies, this is not, all right, so this is my tree. Be sure and mark, okay, because that's important. And then last but not least, we have our little snowman and his little arms. So first things we're going to do is we're going to trace his hat. And so what I'm going to do is, this is his brim, so we're going to trace that. And this is underneath, okay, so this is his brim. Here's his hat. And then we've got his band, the band for his hat. And that is the band. Okay. Since we're here, we might as well put his little nose in here where we need it. That's his nose. And we might as well put a scarf in here. Do you see how I'm leaving spaces in between all of these? The reason that you want to do that is when you get ready to, what do I want to say? When you get ready to cut it out, you're not going to cut these out on the line. You're going to cut them out and iron them on, and then you cut things out on the line. So this is his scarf. Okay. And then last but not least, all we have left are our faces and our arms. And these little arms are little twigs. So we're going to come here. Marco, how's everybody doing? Is everybody okay? Do you have any questions for me? Are they doing all right, Marco? Okay. Now I'm going to let you all know. Okay, we're going to put his arms. So see, we're getting our paper filled up, aren't we? All right. So here's his face. Now remember, you don't need to make this whole big round head. You only need to go up to where it's right under the brim of the hat. Okay. Okay, around this way. No questions? Okay. All right, so this is his head. And then we're going to come over here. And again, you don't need to go all the way up here because, you know, the scarf is going to cover it. But if you would like, you can do that just to make it easier on yourself. So we're going to come and we're going to come to here. And that's going to come right here. And we're going to put our little tick marks because that is under something. And then last but not least, we've got his little bottom that he's sitting on. So we're going to bring this up here and here. We're going to come around like that. And if while you were drawing you have a little hiccup, then what I always do is I always put a little mark. And remember, here's our tick marks because this guy, this is the bottom, middle, and head. And each one of these is going to sit on top of the other. So I think, Marco, we've got everything drawn off. So let's see, there it all is. And the thing is, guys, that it has all been marked, labeled, so you know exactly what it is that you are working with, okay? And we still have our design that we are able to work with. So this is the beginning of our applique. So what I'm going to do, ladies, is if you all are interested, please put a shout out in our notes, and we will go back and read. If you would like this pattern, please let me know. Next week, I'm going to take you to the next part, which is getting your fabric ready. And not only ready, but getting your the stuff that you have drawn off actually ready to roll, okay? And we're going to start putting our little snowman together. For those of you who have never done any kind of applique before, like I said, our little Sharpie marker is critical, and you want to make sure that it is the ultra fine. You don't want big old fat lines on your design because especially, I mean, can you imagine, let me look at this. Can you imagine having a big old fat line for his little stick arms? I mean, that would be hard to work with. So a ultra fine Sharpie marker is pretty important. That's one thing. The other thing is you need to have some kind of fusible. And my fusible of choice, looky right there. Oh, look how good it did, Marco. It just popped up there so we could see. So Heat and Bond Light is my chosen, my favorite, I will tell you. And then last but not least is next week, you will fall in love with an applique pressing sheet. This is your friend for when we start putting things and layers together. So just FYI, this is kind of critical, and I use mine all the time. So if you do not have have one of these, let me know. We do have them for sale in the store. So Marco, are there any questions? Because Marco's my reader, so If y'all have any questions, let me know. I'm here at the store today, so if you have questions about what I just talked about, you're welcome to call 575-523-2000. Please join me next Wednesday for our 10 o'clock Wednesday workshop, and we will progress with the next part of our little snowman. And last but not least, just remember, I will probably have Carla put this on the website so you are able to go to the website and download the pattern. So anyway, I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week.